Fox 61 News at 5 starts now.
Now at 5, the heat wave continues across the state. How residents are trying to stay cool as we head into the weekend.
The man caught on camera pushing an 11-year-old boy off his bike appears before a judge. We'll have the latest on his day in court.
And new details tonight about a homicide and arson in New London. The update from police.
And a local CBD shop owner looks for answers after his business is burglarized. He shares his message for the suspects exclusively with Fox 61.
Good evening and thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. We're still in a weather watch alert because it's hot out there.
Our live team coverage continues tonight. We're live in Hartford, seeing how residents are beating the heat. But let's begin with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank right here in the studio. Rach?
We have 3 more days to go with temperatures in the 90s before we end up cooling off. And I think for the grand finale, we could even see high temperatures reach close to the triple digits as we head through this weekend, especially on Sunday, which will be the hottest. And then we can finally get some relief. Once again, a heat advisory posted for the next couple of days, both Saturday and Sunday, and we could approach daily records. For Saturday, we're forecasting a high of 98 for the Hartford area. The record is 99, so we're a degree away from that, and I think we blow this record out of the water. For Sunday, it is 96 degrees. 1987 was the last time we set that, and we're forecasting that we beat that by a few degrees. Right now, we're looking at temperatures in the low to mid 90s. For most of the state, the humidity is actually back a little bit from where it was yesterday. I should say a lot from where it was yesterday. You may find it hard to kind of tell just because it's still hot. You know, we'd hardly call this a comfy air mass, even though technically the dew points that are in the 50s would be considered that. Heading through the course of the weekend, though, we're going to bring the humidity slowly up again. It's moderately humid tomorrow, very humid on Sunday, and then tropical again on Monday. With this really hot and humid air mass, you'd think that the showers and storms to the west of us would love to move in, but the air is just so stagnant, and we have a lot of sinking air over us that's acting to kind of squelch these showers as they try to move in. So there is a chance for a shower in spots tonight and overnight. We'll take what we can get, consider it a bonus, but don't expect much. By 9 o'clock tonight, temperatures are still in the mid 80s, and we'll see overnight low temperatures in the 70s tonight. Tomorrow, yeah, you know the drill by this point. We're in the 90s, and it gets even hotter for Sunday. Your full forecast coming up.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Well, many families are trying to get some relief from this heat without staying cooped up all day. That's the challenge.
Yeah, so a lot of them are hitting up places like pools and splash pads, which is where we find Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner right now.
She joins us live from Wolcott Park in West Hartford. So, DeAndrea, we know it is hot out there. How you doing?
Well, you guys, you know I'm from Mississippi, so I'm doing fine, but it is hot outside. I've been sweating a little bit today, but I'm cool because I'm in the splash pad and there is a party behind me. Everyone else is having fun, and I talked to some parents today about why they decided to bring their kids out here.
A good laugh is a mighty good thing.
I just like to see him smile.
It's a sight of pure joy here at Wolcott Park Splash Pad for this little guy.
He loves the water, so this is what we do.
A way for this family to cool down on this hot summer day.
We do. As long as he's having fun and we stay in the shade.
Other families having the same idea.
I mean, I love it. That's the best. You got to get out of the house with little kids, so it's nice to have this around.
And although these high temperatures aren't ideal,
It's hot.
one parent says it's still a nice time.
He has a blast, you know, they run around and they're laughing and smiling, and they get to see all the other kids, you know, and we get to talk to the moms, and so it's nice.
Even nice for the tricksters.
Well, you guys, the story behind that little snippet right there is I tried to bribe that little boy to be on camera with me, and I said, if I come play in the splash pad like I'm going to do now, will you talk to me? But he had something up his sleeve other than that. But since I'm about to be off, I'm going to cool down some. Maybe I was going to cool down some, not so much anymore. But I'm here at Wolcott Park in West Hartford. DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61 News.
Yeah, just right when you went for the water, DeAndrea, it turns off. It's usually
Right there. They didn't want me to be great. They didn't want me to be great.
It's live television for you. Thank you, DeAndrea. Well, we'll have coverage all day and night on the weather in Connecticut for the hour-by-hour forecast, temperatures, and the latest weather radar. Download our free Fox 61 News app. And developing news out of Iowa, where 3 people are dead after a shooting at a state park. Officials say the gunman is also dead. Police say the shooting happened around 7 a.m. at the Wolcott Cave State Park. It's a campground. 3 people were found dead at that campground. Officials say they later found a Nebraska man at the scene who had died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. No other details about how the victims knew each other are being released.
To a Fox 61 exclusive now, a second CBD shop burglarized in Norwich. The last incident happened just about 3 months ago. The owner is now asking for the public's help in identifying the suspects who are still on the loose. He spoke to our Fox 61's Carmen Chow and shared his plea for the community.
We don't want to be targeted again.
Shortly before 3 a.m. on Monday, Mark Cortez was awakened by police notifying him of a burglary at his CBD shop Hazy Buds on Boswell Avenue. When he arrived, the glass of his storefront window was shattered, damage he says cost over $4,000 to repair.
We found blood all over the ground from when he had lacerations on his left hand. So it's going to be somebody with cuts on their left hand.
There are roughly 13 surveillance cameras outside of his business. Luckily, some of those cameras captured the suspects in the act. Take a good look at this first clip. You hear the alarm going off. The 2 suspects break in, one of them saying, "Let's go, let's go." This second clip shows the suspects in the store, their heads and faces both covered by a black hood, as they grabbed products and stuffed them in their backpacks. Cortez says they stole $1,500 worth of edible gummies, air fresheners, and CBD cartridges.
Just when you're robbing us, like I said, you're not just hurting us as a business and hurting my family, you're hurting other families of employees that we employ.
Norwich police now investigating if this incident is related to the Greenleaf Farms burglary in May.
There's a good chance that these 2 incidents are related and they're the same people. In the incident in May, the method of entry was the same. Using a rock to break into the storefront window. Cortez
plans on adding more cameras, a cage around his store, and bulletproof glass. The business is offering $500 in cash and a $100 gift card to anyone who has any tips or information leading to an arrest, or you can submit a tip anonymously to Norwich Police. Reporting in Norwich, Carmen Chow, Fox 61 News.
All right, Carmen, thank you. A Connecticut native and Army reservist has tragically died after he was struck by lightning during a training exercise. The U.S. Army Reserve says Sergeant First Class Michael Clark died after the lightning strike at Fort Gordon in Georgia earlier this week. Sergeant Clark lived in Bolton and served for 22 years of active duty. The Army says he had been deployed 4 times to Iraq and Afghanistan. 9 other soldiers were injured in that lightning strike. In a statement, the Army called Sergeant Clark a loving husband, father, and a patriot who deeply loved our country. Police are investigating after a woman suffered a medical emergency at Esporta Fitness in Farmington. The 83-year-old was found unresponsive in the pool area. She has been transported to a hospital. There is an investigation underway, and it's a developing story. We will continue to provide updates once we have more details.
Norwalk police are asking for the public's help tracking down a suspect who they say stole $6,000 of goods inside packages off someone's front porch. Police released this video of the incident. This was the scene captured on a Ring camera on Newtown Avenue. The man you're seeing in the video, his shirt says Jerry's Paving. If you know who he is, you're asked to contact police.
Wolcott police are searching for a suspect they say assaulted a woman and then stole her car. Police releasing new photos tonight. They say this man entered a garage on Grove Avenue yesterday morning and pushed down the homeowner before taking off with her car. Thankfully, the woman was not injured. A neighbor's camera catching a quick glimpse of the suspect, who police say was carrying bolt cutters at the time. Officers were able to find the car parked in Waterbury a short time later. Anyone with any information on the incident should contact Wolcott police.
We now know the name of the woman killed by her husband in New London. Police say Shelby Dotson was found dead at a home on Sherman Street yesterday when crews responded to a fire. Firefighters rescued a 1-year-old from the home. We're told the child remains in stable condition. Police arrested 23-year-old George Dodson yesterday after he admitted to police to killing his wife with a hammer over jealousy, and he told officers he started the fire. He's facing several charges, including murder and arson. Dodson is being held on $3 million bond, and he's due back in court next month.
The man arrested for pushing an 11-year-old Deep River boy appeared before a judge this morning, facing several charges.
He's also been arrested on unrelated charges since that incident happened last month. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is outside Middletown Court with all the details.
48-year-old Jamison Chapman faced a judge earlier this morning, and he's now being admitted to a treatment center where he must complete the program or he's immediately due back in court. Chapman ran past our cameras to get into the courtroom earlier this morning. He declined to comment about his case. His attorney did tell me he also declines to comment at this time, but says they're still investigating the incident, including additional video. Police arrested Chapman back in June for pushing 11-year-old Daniel Duncan off his bike. The man was also heard on video telling the boy to get out of his town.
Get the off your bike.
The incident was caught on camera. The video shows the boy falling to the ground and yelling, "Ow!" Jamison yelling at him, shoving him off his bike, then walking away. A second video from earlier that day shows Chapman asking the 6th grader where he grew up. The boy's family had said this isn't the first time they've experienced behavior like this in Deep River, and says the boy is racially targeted in town. Chapman was also arrested again on Wednesday, arraigned on additional charges from a new unrelated incident, breach of peace and threatening. The judge says he is to have no contact with anyone involved in either case. Another hearing is scheduled for August 24th. As for the case involving the boy and his bike, Chapman is being charged with breach of peace, assault, and risk of injury to a child. At this point, no hate crime charges have been filed. Stick with Fox 61 News as we continue to follow the latest developments in this case. In Middletown, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61 News.